Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, over the last 15 years, we've tested 64 different trading courses and we have put the most powerful systems and trading techniques that we've discovered in this brand new trading course. And for a limited time, I'm giving away free access. So go to johnsfreegift.com. That's johnsfreegift.com or click on the very first link in the description to get free access to this brand new trading course right now. Alrighty, traders. So let's get straight into it today. I'm just going to give you a quick little roundup of the markets. Markets are, get ready, guys. Get ready, because we're going to break out. We're going to break out and the breakout, get ready because it's coming. And what I mean by it's coming is that we're going to break out. Now, I don't know if it's definitely going to be to the upside in the Dow Jones. Let me just bring up, say, this one right here, right? Something a bit more cleaner for us. I don't know whether it's definitely going to be to the upside on the Dow Jones or it's going to be to the downside. But what I do know is that by looking at the last year worth of data, and oh, by the way, before I say that, some people said, oh, John, you've got the trend line wrong. The trend line is wrong. You shouldn't have it there. Basically where I've got it right here, right? You shouldn't have it there. You should start at December lows and then everyone else is drawing it from there to there and all that sort of stuff, right? So yes, you can draw it from there to there, but if you have what makes a trend line valid? The market is bouncing off it more than a few times, right? So let me ask you a question. Did we get a bounce? Did the market bounce here? Yes, right? So that's the starting point. Did we get several bounces at this level? Yes. And did we get a bounce here? Yes. So people say, "Oh, John, the trend line is the trend line's wrong. You've got the trend line wrong there." If I just draw this from here to here, right, from there, if I draw that up, it's probably likely to be through there. So that to me, over the last, if I'm looking at the last, say, 6 months worth of data to get me a good vision of what's going on for the last 6 months or so, that's the trend line that's most relevant to me right now. This trend line up the top here has made that major resistance. This trend line here has been the major support level coming up. So this trend line is valid, okay? Valid simply means the market has been respecting that level more than a few times, okay? So no matter where, there's no right or wrong to drawing trend lines. The right or wrong is whether the market's actually, why do we draw trend lines? To see where the market is likely to respect a certain level, right? A certain price level, or where the market's likely to find support, where the market's likely to find resistance, okay? So that's what I want to, that's really, really important. So when you're drawing trend lines, just look at that. So, but in a nutshell, guys, the S&P, same for the S&P 500, okay? Just be ready. It's coming. Get ready because it's coming. And what I mean by it's coming is that we're likely to see a significant move coming out of this phase here. Now, it may not go up, right? We may just start to head back down and start to break to the downside. But wherever it breaks, looking at this last 12 months, oh my goodness, we are likely to see a very strong vertical move. Now, not in one day, guys, okay? Do not picture in your mind one big up bar. Does that ever happen in the markets? One big up bar? Sometimes you might get a big down bar, right? But that's because the market's overheated, right? The market's being off sometimes, so we get one. But don't ever think the market's going to shoot straight up and we're going to have a 20% up day or a 20% down day. Now, a 20% down day, probably not going to happen because the circuit breakers are going to kick in. A 10% down day is probably not going to happen, okay? So don't think you're going to time the market for those things as well too. But what you can say, and what I can say here is it's coming, right? Get ready because it's coming. We're likely to see a big breakout through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys, looking at the S&P 500 and the trend and all that sort of stuff. Same for the Nasdaq as well too. My good old Nasdaq, right? We have this trend line from here. We have like a bit of a triangle pattern through here. I could use this bottom one through to here, if that was the case, but my trend line is more like this one through here. Let me just delete that. So it's starting from that starting point through there, and there we go. Somewhere probably through there, maybe even through there, but there's somewhere, it's definitely building up into a triangle pattern, right? And look at all this squeezing up. We're about to evacuate this level and see some nice moves. And my gut feeling, that's my gut feeling, which means absolutely nothing, is to the upside. So that's what's happening right now with the S&P 500. Let's have a look at quick look at the silver and gold market. Silver and gold market, guys, has been continuing to pull back through here, but looking at this weekly chart, my goodness, guys, my goodness, look at this here, especially the silver market, right? This is one market I'm definitely excited about for long-term growth, okay? For long-term. Next 2 to 5 years, I definitely see good long-term growth, but just like we're experiencing here, right? That's what you need to, if you're getting into an investing position, mean you're holding it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years, expect the market to do what it's doing here, right? We go for a big run for a while, and then we have a pullback for a few months, and then it's probably likely to go for another run. When is that run? I don't know. We may pull back for another month, okay? You don't want to worry about that because you're looking for long-term growth out of this thing. But silver, guys, silver is definitely the one that I'm looking at. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. I'm definitely seeing a very, 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 I'm definitely seeing nice move in the stock market, nice move that. But guys, in a nutshell, what I looked at there was silver, okay? And there's the gold market as well too. Same with the gold market. We're definitely having a nice pullback through here. This moving average is now starting to catch up. So we're definitely close to that point where we actually maybe getting ready to, to break to the upside and start to say, I don't know, guys. If I say it's going to break to the upside, that's me guessing, and I'm not going to guess. So we'll see what the market gives us, and then we'll go from there. But due to the fact of what we're seeing here right now, where we have this nice move up and then a nice pullback through here, we can see that that's what's happening right now. Okay, so high, lower high, lower high. We're still getting this sort of sideways period. If we do get a break up here right now. Okay, if we do get a break up here right now like this, break up like that, well, guess what? Low, higher low, that's probably like to be this breakout here is probably like to be a continuation of that big long-term weekly chart. Remember, the weekly chart looked like this, right? Big up, pull back, and then probably like to continue up from like that. When is that happening? I don't know. It may even break down from here, guys, okay? So we've got to wait for the breakout. Wait for the breakout, wait for the breakout. Now, guys, one thing I want to talk to you about within your trading is I really want to give you, it's Monday right now, so here's a bit of a Monday motivation for you. Before I do start that, guys, I'm actually running a 75% off sale to my coaching program. If you'd like to learn my #1 trading strategy, I'm going to talk more about that in a minute, and get access to me where every day you can access to me on my private Facebook group, see my trades, get weekly coaching sessions as well too every single week, start straight away and end at the end of the year. Then I'm running a 75% off sale to the first person only for one person only. I'm just feeling generous right now. So for the first person to email me at Howell, HOWELL, trader@gmail.com. So for the first person gets that 70, I'm only doing it for one person only, guys, because I'm just feeling very generous. I'm having a phenomenal year trading. I looked at my results this weekend. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm having a fantastic year. I want to share that with you. I want to show you what I'm doing, but I'm only willing to do it for the very first person, and I'm going to give you a 75% off sale. So go do that right now. Email me right now if you want that in, because I'm only doing it for one person only. So I want to talk to you about this within your trading. Let me ask you a question here, okay? And I want you to think about this within your trading, okay? Let me ask you a question. When we're looking at the markets, okay? When we're looking at the markets, let me bring this up through here. When we're looking at the markets and we're looking at, if I said to you, you know what? There is this pattern, P for pattern. There is this pattern, okay? And it doesn't come around that often, but when it does, you have like a 95% success rate. Like 95% of the time, it's going to rock out with your socks out. Now, the 5% of the time, most of the 5% of the time, you actually can get out with a very small loss. Let's call it, if you're trading options, let's call the loss on average, say a 40% loss. All right. All right. Now that 40% is not of your entire account, but just say that, right? Just say that. But the wins, right? So this is your losses, 5%, but the 95% of the times, your wins, you're averaging, say, 80, maybe even 100% return. What if I said to you that was the pattern through there, right? That was the pattern. And all you had to do is literally wait for this pattern. If there's a pattern out there that 95% of the time that it's going to generate that it's going to generate a profit. Now, sometimes the profit's going to be like a very small profit, like a 30% profit. They call that a small profit, right? 30% profit. And sometimes it's going to be, sometimes sometimes you're gonna jump on trades that are gonna do, which I've had, right? Like I've had, this year I've had a few really good trades. My best trade this year has been about 600% return in one trade. Actually, that happened pretty much overnight because I got into it and the thing gapped. I was actually lucky. The gap was lucky, but I still followed my plan, and that's what happened. Now I'm not going to promise you that. I'm not going to promise that, right? Because that was my best trade ever, and then that's followed by a few other good trades. But there's plenty of trades out there, right? When you know what to look for, that have the potential to run on for not 100% return, 2, 3, 4, 500% return. And this is not based on luck. This is based on what? A pattern. Now, what if that pattern you see wrapped around with some rules, okay, a rule base is likely to give you a 95% success rate? Let me ask you a question. If you were trading, okay, if you were trading the markets and you knew without a doubt, not because I told you, but you experienced it, say over a good 6-month period, you experienced this pattern, and when you saw it, oh my goodness, this works, this just generates a profit 95% of the time. When that pattern comes along, and you're so and you're so patient, right? And that pattern comes along, how much are you willing to risk on your trading account on that one trade? Are you willing to risk maybe a few percent? Or you say, you know what, I'm happy to put 10 or 20% of my account on this one trade, knowing that if it is a loss, I may have risked maybe 5 or 10. If I put 20% of my account on it, right, then I know that I could actually have maybe a 5 to 10% loss on my account. But that's 5% of the time. 95% of the time, I'm going to generate a really good profit, and probably 20% of those trades out of the 95% profits are going to run on for enormous profits. 200%, 300%, 500%, 600%. These things are going to happen. And so what if I told you that? How much confidence would you have jumping on a trade like that? You have confidence, right? That is my secret to doing well in the markets, is I don't trade a lot, right? I'm in a trade right now. I've been in it for a few weeks. I'm at just over 100% return on the trade. I'm still in it right now. There's no reason for me to get out. I have my trailing stop loss. I've been locking in profits, and I don't need to get out. I just got into another trade just recently, and I have no doubt, I got into a trade last Friday, US time, and I got into that, and no doubt that's going to be really, that's like what we call a really good trade. And I know, without a doubt, that 95, pretty much almost 100% of the time, I see these things run on for either a small profit or a really good profit. Just depends on the momentum of the move. But I have no doubt, I have 100% confidence in this setup that I got in. So if you can wait for these type of setups, right? Wait for these type of setups. How much more confident would you be in your trading, right? That's what trading is all about, okay? And obviously with my coaching program, I teach you my number one pattern that I teach you there. But the patterns are relevant, right? Because if you say, okay, here's what I'm looking for, but you are not consistent, disciplined, patient, you're not consistent every single day showing up and doing your scans and looking through the markets. And if there's no trade, you don't trade. If there's a trade, you trade. There's no if or buts. Right? You're disciplined. You're disciplined to only take in that pattern. And you're patient. What if I said to you, some months, you're going to have absolutely no trades at all. And every day you need to keep doing your scans. Every day you keep looking at the markets and you have no trades. What if I said to you, then some months, you're going to have maybe 2 or 3 really good trades. And maybe one of those trades turns into a few 100% return on that trade. What if I said to you that sometimes you're going to go through, depending on what you're trading, but sometimes you're going to go through a few months of no trades. And then you're going to go through a month of a lot of good trades that are going to rock it out with your socks out. Are you prepared to be consistent every day and to be disciplined and not take shit and to be patient and to wait for those setups? Well, that's how successful trading is done. The reason why a lot of people go backwards in the markets is because they are taking everything based on what I thought. I think this is a good time to get in because this YouTube video said this and this is that. No. If you want a predictable source of income year after year, right? Not week after week. Throw that week after week out there, right? Because it doesn't matter what system you're trading, some weeks you're going to be very active and other weeks are going to be very quiet. That's just the ebb and flow of the market, right? Sometimes you're going to get a lot of good setups with your system, and some weeks not. Some months are going to be really busy, and some months are going to be quiet. You just have to ebb and flow that. But if you look at your trading over the period of, say, 12 months, that's when you can really, really, really gain well, right? And if I look at my results, that's how it's happened, right? I've had times this year where I've had 2 months of no trades, but guess what? My account was flat. I didn't lose any money. Then the third month came along. I think I had 5 trades, and every single one of those were profits. Bam, 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 bam. My account keeps going. My account keeps going up. So you see what I'm saying there? That's the ebbs and flows of you doing well in the markets. And obviously, this is the stuff that I help you with my coaching program. And as you know, I'm running a 75% off sale to the first person only. To email me at HOWELL trader at gmail.com. But this is the thing, right? This is how you truly get ahead in the market. So if you want to be part of this world called trading, then it's so important that you start to do the science of achievement, right? What are the rules of the science of achievement to getting ahead in the stock market or getting ahead in trading at all? And how can you have the confidence that no matter what happens, you can feed your family for the rest of your life? That's having a trading system that predictably can generate a source of income over the year for you year after year, right? If you try to generate income week after week, then you're going to force it, you're going to take shit, and you're not going to blow your account up. And I guarantee 90% of the traders who are watching this right now have done something similar to that. I know I have. The only reason why I'm here, and my lady calls me the silver fox because I'm growing grey, because I have been through the shit with this market, right? But, that's over the last 15-year period. Thank God, the last quarter of this last 15 years has been quite amazing for me. And this year has been incredible. Why? Because I'm learning that I'm learning not to take shit trades, because I'm like, no, I can't. Taking shit is going to only send me backwards. Taking really good quality setups that have what I'm looking for, that I know most of the time are going to generate profit. That's what's going to give me the confidence to whack a fair whack on these trades, right? Just like Warren Buffett. Do you think Warren Buffett researches a company and then says, you know what, this is a really, really, really good. I'm really happy with this one. I'm going to take 2% of my account and place it in this particular stock. No, right? He's going to hit it hard. Why? Because that's what he does. Because the confidence there, right? Now, obviously, you want to protect yourself, so you don't go too crazy, because there are times where something can happen, and you don't want to be a situation where you make a profit, and then be completely wiped out, right? But that's how you want to approach trading. That's how you want to get ahead that's how you do get ahead in the markets. Trading is never about luck. Trading is never about luck. When you see me do these market update videos, I'm doing a market update based on what the chart is telling me. That's not what I'm going to trade though. Right? I'm just doing these market update videos to help you guys, right? And within these update videos, I'm just sharing with you some analysis, technical analysis, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to me trading the markets, if I say this thing looks like it's going to break up and it looks like it's going to go to the moon, I don't trade that. No, what do I trade? I trade the pattern and wrapped around with the rule base that I know that generates 90+% of the time, it's going to generate a good profit for me. I'm going to go trade that. Why would I trade anything else based on what I think or what I hope? Why would I get into something that has a complete random outcome of no predictability at all? How can I build a confidence base with me, and for the year after year after year be confident in what I'm doing, if I'm just taking everything, or I'm taking this base because it looks like it's going to break out, or I'm taking this, and this next trade I'm going to take is because this YouTube video said so. This next trade I'm going to take is because, the market's been flushing and I know it's going to be a good time to sell, or I'm going to get into this one right now because I read, there's massive debt in the market right now and it can't keep going on forever, so I'm going to short the market right now. Do you see what I'm saying there, right? Trading is never about luck. Trading is about following a predictable pattern, and you just trade this. Trading is the same thing over and over and over again. Really is. I'm looking for my pattern. Once I get my pattern, I look at my checklist to make sure that the pattern and all the rules are wrapped around it, that are what I'm looking for. I have 4 simple rules, and then I'm good to go. It's like, yes, let's go. Right? Just like I said before, I got into a trade on Friday, and I don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but I know without a doubt that this one's going to generate a profit. Why? Because most of them do. And when you start to build your account, start to build your confidence, you can see over the year, right, how you can do really, really well, how you can generate a significant income on a yearly basis. Why? Some months are slow, some months are busy, and you've got to accept that. If you're trying to make money every single week, you're going to force it, you're going to rush it, you're going to take shit trades that doesn't meet a certain plan that can predictably generate an income year after year. That doesn't mean you're going to have losing trades, but if over the year you take 20 trades and 4 of those have been losses and they've been small losses, and 16 have been profits, and out of that 16 you had 4 home runs, we're talking like 300%, 500%, 1,000% trades, and that happened over the year. Winner, chicken dinner, right? That's how you truly get ahead in the markets. But because you're just focusing on that. And that's how you can generate a multiple 6-figure, even a 7-figure income by doing that. Now, on the flip side, if you start to trade the intraday basis, like the 15-minute chart on the stock market, or you trade like I do, right, the 5-minute chart and the 15-minute chart, looking at, futures markets, forex markets, and so on and so forth, now you can start to ramp up the amount of trades you have because you're looking at more markets and so on and so forth, right? But it's the exact same thing time and time and time again. So if you want to get ahead in the markets, guys, then you must follow this plan. Now, it doesn't matter what plan out there, guys, but you must accept this one thing out there. And trading 95% of your success in the markets is your mindset. Now, what I mean by that is this. I can, with my coaching program, okay, if you're the lucky person to email me the first, you're going to get the 75% off. But within that, right, I'm going to teach you the pattern. But where do most people go wrong? They're not consistent, right? They're not showing up every day. They're not disciplined to only stick into that pattern. And they're not patient. So where do you think my coaching comes in every single week? I'm continuing to harp on, why are you taking shit? Right? Why are you taking shit? Because you don't need to do this. When things are quiet and they're like, oh my goodness, John, I haven't had a trade for a week. Something must be wrong. Oh my goodness, John, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, guess what? That's what you need to do. Your job is to trade well. What is a good trader? He focuses, he knows exactly what he's looking for, and he's willing to wait as long as he has to for that setup. Wrapped around with some really, really, really good rules, and now you can kick ass, guys. Okay? And if you think about this for a minute, okay? And I'm going to leave you this last thought. What most people do is they want to trade every single week. They want to trade every single week. They want to trade a lot every single day, so they think they can make a lot of money. But what's happening is them trading a lot, they think they can make a lot of money, is actually causing their account to go backwards. Commissions, fees, over trading, leveraging up too much, having big losses, small profits, and all the kind of stuff, right? They think that they need to trade every single week. But if you look at your income as a yearly income, or a minimum of a 6-month income, then you can say, okay, I follow this plan, and over the last 6 months, I've had 30 trades overall. Or even 20 trades. I've had 20 trades overall, and I started with, let's just say you started with a $20,000 trading account, and you're trading 20% of that, which is $4,000 a trade. Okay, I'm just using simple numbers here. $4,000 a trade. You did that, and at the end of the 20 trades, your account now is up. And let's just say, for example, your account. I'm just going to use some numbers that, and then your account now is at, say, 50 grand, right? 50 grand, right? Because $4,000 trade, right? A $4,000 trade, if say 2 of these trades had a home run, right? Now, what is a home run? A home run is, 200%, 300%. Let's just say, for example, out of say 16 trades, you had a home run, and one of those trades picked up a 500% return, right? Well, that's $20,000 there, right? That's $20,000. If you had 2 of those that did a 500% return out of those trades because you knew what to do, well, guess what? That's $40,000 profit, right? So actually, that's actually a lot less. So your $20,000 account is now actually doubled, right? Not actually quadrupled, right? The 20,000 is not 40,000, it's actually 60,000, right? And that's not including all the other profits there, right? So say, for example, you had, and this is what actually happens, right? Think about this long term. Out of that there, you had 4 losing trades, so they were small losses, and let's just say the small losses, they were 50%, right? So you're down a bit there. But then you had 16 profits, and out of the 16 profits, you had 16 profits there. You had 2 really big winners, which was what? 500% return on this one here, right? So once again, if you're looking at a $4,000 trade times 5 equals obviously $20,000, right? So you look at this here and you say, okay, two trades were big winners. They both gave me that. Two trades actually gave me a $40,000 profit there. All right. And then let's just say, for example, all the other, that was actually 2 trades, that's 16 there. And so now we're left with 14 trades. Let's say over the 14 trades, we're left with, say, a $10,000 profit. Or actually, that's actually quite low. So we'll say $20,000 profit, right? $20,000 profit for all these other trades. Some of them are small, some of them are big, right? 40, 50, 60. You made 60 grand here. You made 60 grand here on a $20,000 trading account doing this, right? Now, maybe take away, and then 60 grand, maybe take away $10,000 in losses, right? Or heck, even if you took away the whole 20 in losses, and you had, that was the 20 losses, but you left with 40, you made $40,000. You made $40,000 over a 6-month period, right? Because you know what to look for. And then guess what? Take that over 12 months, and now that's an 80K, probably even up to close to 100K trading. But how will that work in reality? How would the reality work with that? It would work how? It would work like this, right? It would work that, okay, let's say month 1, you had no trades. Month 2, you had 3 trades. Month 3, you had 1 trade. Month 4, you had no trades. Month 5, you had no trades. Month 6, you had 15 trades. You know what I mean? Now, I'm over exaggerating here, but you know, like that's how the ebbs and flows, right? Like month 2, maybe 6 trades. Month 3, maybe 4 trades, and then no trades. And then you see what I'm saying there, right? That's how the ebbs and flows work in the markets. So your equity curve will look something like this. The market goes up, sideways, you might have a loss, have a win, maybe a bit of loss there, or like something like that, right? And these are just the small losses. Small losses, and that's what the equity curve should look like. And then continue to grow and continue to grow. But that's what happens, right? So it's looking at that from that point of view. But if you can do that, that's when you can seriously crush in the market. Long term, you just got to have, and that's where with my weekly coaching program, I'm there doing live coaching calls every single week. And every day I'm on the Facebook group talking about this sort of stuff, because this is the most important thing, is you to be disciplined and patient. If you can do that and stick to the plan, you're going to do well, and that's where your work needs to start. So anyway, guys, that's a little bit of a market update plus motivation for you guys for this week. You can crush it. You can crush it. Just follow these things here. As I said before, guys, I've had an incredible year this year. I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm just sharing with you what I've done this year, and what I'm doing to do really well in the markets. If you'd like to get my coaching, my system, and so on and so forth, as I said before, for the very first person only, I'm running a 75% off sale. So email me at Howell, HOWELL, trader@gmail.com. For the very first person, you get the weekly coaching. Coaching starts straight away and ends at the end of next year. So go do that right now, and I'll see you soon.